Breaking news! Manchester United are in for Federico Dimarco. Now, this is absolutely insane and makes absolutely no sense for Man United to go after a left back right now. Because you might be saying, well, this guy's world class, and I won't argue with you that he is world class. But that is like, when you already have something solid, why are you going to go after another player on the same position? Why not fix, the other problems throughout, the formation? Because my issue with Man United is the biggest thing is their midfield gets overran every single week. Casemiro, Bruno Fernandes is not going to cut it. That's not even a top 10 midfield duo in the Premier League. So why not address the midfield? And then, if you go on to the right back situation, Masraoui, Dalot, these guys are not going to be top 10 right backs in the Premier League. There's a reason why this formation is struggling, and that's because the midfield, the right back, sometimes the center backs aren't reliant. At the moment, there's no service for Sesko. That's the biggest problems, but left back is not. Dorgu, on the other hand, who is playing left back, I believe has earned his stripes with Man United to at least be the left back for this team for the near future, because he came in the middle of the season last season in January transfer window, being Amarin's only transfer really, and he obviously didn't have a great start to his Man United career. But this season so far, he has been a lot better than he was 6 months ago. So Dorgu has really found his feet. He's really developing. He's really adjusting to this new formation. So I think Dorgu is not the problem here. Luke Shaw being a center back starter is a problem. Lenny Yoro, he needs to develop. Right back situation, not the best, but not the worst. But if you're going to address something in the defense, it's going to be a center back and it's going to be a right back, not the left back position. Midfield definitely needs changing, and this needs to get some chemistry up top. So, Ruben Amorim to go after Dimarco makes no sense. It makes no sense. You have Dorgu. You have Luke Shaw as your options. On the right back, you have Dalot and Masraoui. But if you are looking for a right back, like I've said, Dumfries would be a lot better. His release clause at 25 million is doable. Yes, he's 29 years old, but for 25 million, that is not bad. On the other hand, Dimarco, he doesn't have a transfer clause. He's going to cost more than 25 million. They're about the same age. But Dumfries is something that you need more than a left back, because Dimarco and Dumfries, they're great. They're world class. But you need a right back over a left back, 1,000%. Dorgu's developing well. You have Luke Shaw's cover. But on the right hand side, Dalot and Masraoui, I don't really trust them. And if you're gonna sign a fullback, it's gonna be Dumfries, not Dimarco. And I'm not knocking Dimarco as a player. He's definitely a very solid player. 5 goals, 15 assists as a left back is absolutely insane. But don't forget what happened with Darmian. Italian left back coming into Man United, coming from Torino. Everyone's saying, oh yeah, this guy is going to be solid for Man United. Overnight, he ended up being a shell of himself with what he was at the Serie A. Because with Torino, he was an amazing left back. Got to United, unreliable. And that is the Man United curse right there. Dimarco might be world class at Inter, but the second he gets to United, he's going to turn into Onana. He's going to fall off at the face of the earth. Onana went from the best Champions League goalkeeper with Inter, goes to Man United, and was literally dead last. Worst goalkeeper in the Premier League. I wouldn't be surprised if Dimarco turns into Darmian 2.0, because we know going to Man United is a curse. Is a curse. You might as well go inside a haunted house and expect not to get scared. That's how, traumatizing it is to go to Manchester United. Players are great when they're not at Man United. Sancho, before and after United, great player. Look at Rashford, what he's doing with Barcelona, and with Villa, he was good. Anthony went to Betis on a loan, and they wanted to build a statue of him. All these guys look great before and after United. Before and after United is a great career. At United, it's a nightmare. So Dimarco, it doesn't make sense for him, to be honest. I would rather stay at Inter as well as Man United. You don't really need a left back. If anything, you go for Dumfries, because he's more of a necessity instead. But anyways, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. Leave a comment down below. Who do you think United need more, Dimarco or Dumfries? Personally, I think Dumfries would be a better, it's more of a necessity considering their options at the right back position. But anyways, thank you guys for watching.